Hi everybody, today is 29th of April 2013 and Haji Sabah is going to be asking the candidates from N.15 Api-api regarding the stance for the clock tower. As we know, the clock tower is under a very controversial issue. They're going to build a shopping mall next to this clock tower. So we're just wondering what the candidates will do after the election. So let's find out what their actions are. Yeah, thank you very much for giving us time for this interview.
Right.
Basically, what we wanted to ask you, because we are from the Heritage Sabah group,
right,
and we are very concerned about the public case.
Right.
We know since 2010 to now, it's an ongoing concern for the public
right.
of KK. So what we'd like to ask you now, is what is the status of the clock tower, and what do you plan to do for the clock tower after the elections?
Okay, well, as far as the Atkinson Clock Tower we're talking about, I think we're talking about the same, right? Is the Atkinson Clock Tower. Well, we all know it is of a very important piece of historical icon in the city, and Mayor is aware of that, the whole cabinet is aware of that. So, apart from the ongoing maintenance work which we have been involved as from the DBKK point of view, there are of course plans to actually highlight the importance of that very important historical icon of the city. And as far as other people who might be having ideas, people like you, Heritage, please do let us know if there are ideas and proposals that you think would help to uplift the importance of that, to increase the awareness of that, to ensure that Atkinson Clock Tower is not only important for us, but also important for example, tourists, and also the connection between Sabah and Malaysia, and the history behind it, as you know, during the colonial era. So I think those are the various important elements that we should take a look into it. Rest assured, Atkinson Clock Tower is going to stay, and it's going to be becoming more prominent, especially with people like you behind it to push it. All right? Okay.
And then one more question. How about the development around the area of?
Okay, as you know, development will always be going on, not only in that area. Development in the city is always an issue. The cabinet, the existing cabinet, I don't know what the next cabinet will do, but the existing cabinet has always been very concerned as far as any development is concerned, that we want to ensure that first of all it complies with the law, secondly it complies with the need of the people, and thirdly also as far as the environment is concerned, it will not cause any nuisance and problem. So the previous cabinet has always been of that nature. I don't know what the next cabinet is going to be, because the new cabinet will come after the 5th of May. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically, our last question we want to ask is basically that public has been asking for the clock tower area, around the clock tower area, where the development is supposed to be turned into a public park area.
Okay.
So what would be the plans for this area after the elections?
Oh, my answer is still the same, alright? After the next election, you seem to have the confidence that I will be in the next government, which I thank you, of course. If that, in that eventuality, if we are still in the same government, we will be doing exactly what we have been doing, taking into consideration of the aspirations of not only the developer, but also the consumer and environmentalists, people like you, especially those who have an interest, and also knowing the significance and importance of an icon like the Atkinson Clock Tower into consideration, to ensure that not only the existence of this will not be in any way compromised, but will also in the future that it will be maintained properly, will be promoted adequately, and that its safety will be ensured. Okay?
So basically, you won't be cutting the trees or anything in the area?
Well, I think I've answered your question already. Okay? Yeah? Okay. I can't go into the detail as to how many trees is going to be planted. I mean, I really am not there, but in principle, this is the policy of the government. That the government recognizes it as a very important piece of historical icon. They will do whatever they can to ensure that it's going to be protected, and that it will also take into consideration of not only NGOs, but individuals who have an interest, who has an interest in that area. Okay?
Okay. Richard, start.
Alright, so now we're in the offices of Christina Liu, and we'd like to ask her opinions regarding the same issues like Sabah Tower, and what do you think about what will you do for the clock tower elections, if you will?
Win or lose, my concern is still there. So of course it will be more advantageous if I win. I think there are many issues, and one of them is this that I will bring up with the city mayor. So first thing I do is to make an appointment to see him. Among them will be the basic infrastructures in the Kinabalu area. If I win, I'm elected as a KK representative, and this icon of Kota Kinabalu will be one of them. We can always review whether all the bylaws and regulations as far as the construction and the environmental bylaws are and have been complied before we even agree to let the developer to proceed, And even if they have entered into any kind of agreement, we can always have a look at them and see whether there is anything that may have missed out, you see. To me, the icons of any city should be preserved. It should be preserved as far as possible. Even you go to Singapore City or Kuala Lumpur City, you can see some old structure building. They're preserved and nobody is allowed. Even the owner is not allowed to touch it unless they get special permission from the government department concerned. So I don't see why there are not too many of this kind of heritage, or rather this icon buildings in Kota Kinabalu city. So whatever we have, we must try to preserve them.
We've been trying to propose to the government to put in special controls for historical buildings and sites, because what a lot of people don't understand is that when you protect a building, the surrounding area also contributes towards the significance of that heritage. When it's blocked by another building in front of it, it diminishes that value. So would you be looking into developing controls for special sites around Kota Kinabalu?
Absolutely, because I think first of all the heritage, the government concerned, whether it's local government or the state government, should actually now time to look at heritage preservation bylaws. They should look at it and putting in the conditions whereby anybody want to meddle around with the heritage, the building concern, or is around surrounding within certain distance setbacks, in such a way that it will not disturb the view or the access to such a building. I think this is very important. I can't remember seeing any of such bylaws in Kota Kinabalu. There may be, but I'm not aware of it. I would like to look at it. If there is, this is one of the things that we need to review and have a look at it now. If there is none, then we have to just start drafting such things, you see. Can't think of any now. In fact, as I drive along the highway to the Tanjung Papat there, I see it has been fenced up, the seaside, and I'm getting very concerned. I hope there's no reclamation of the seaside for further building, I think Kota Kinabalu or Sabah is very blessed. We have plenty of land for development. Why do we have to rob or take away beautiful seashores or fields? No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. This is compromising the environment for commercial development. I think this should not be encouraged.
Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. And we wish you all the best congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
To get concerned about our heritage. In actual fact, when we have to form the act, there should be a council on it, so that people will act accordingly. But unfortunately, and the BN government has tried to ignore this act, Fortunately, I think few years ago, when they want to try to build a building for LPBB and turn into a commercial complex, it is a high-rise development. And then the people start to aware that even our Atkinson Clock is going to be surrounded by the new at once building. That's why people are so upset, and we are happy that people like you and the other people come out and voice out the concerns. But as far as SAPP as a candidate is concerned, we are just like you people. We accept that KK is a slowly going to be a developed town, you know. Certain heritage site we have to protect, you know. Even though there is a need for development, I mean KK is, the area in KK is not small. This is not like Hong Kong or Singapore, limited by the land use. KK, Sabah is quite big. I mean, the development can spread out of the town. It's not necessary to build it, you know, construct it right beside our heritage site. I mean, to me, this is not the way we want to. If we form the government, we'll make sure, you know, the heritage site, what we mean the heritage site, will be protected, you know, and the surrounding area should be also looked into it, not for commercial development, you know. If you have to build a building surrounding the heritage site, then the protection is useless to me.
That's true.
That's exactly what we are concerned. If we form the government next time, for sure, we'll make sure the surrounding area, if possible, turn into a park. People can go and take a look. Our historical site is going to benefit our future generations, you know.
I think that's a really great idea,
Yeah.
because it's heritage is so important.
Yes.
Why we started out doing this campaign to save the clock tower is basically because even though they claim that they're not going to kacau or disturb the clock tower, but when they build that building on top, it will totally obscure the clock tower, our
Yes.
landmark, the city.
That's exactly what we worry, you know. That area, I think, it's the clock towers, you know, is going to be the icon for KK City, you know.
True.
People, a lot of tourism is coming to Sabah nowadays, and I have been talking to the tourism industry people. They are also complaining the present government, even though it's a heritage site, don't really protecting what we are having right now. If we try to beautify the whole area, so besides all for the clock towers, there are still some, you know, bird sanctuary and all these things. Beautify the whole area. The tourists are coming. I think in the wrong one is going to benefit everybody. You know, the money coming from the tourism industry is so tremendous. You know, you can't count it by number. You know, so that's why you have to have a far-sighted leaders, just like SAPP. Look at Datu Yong in 1997 already know the importance of what you call it, the heritage site. You know, after so many years, people look into it. We are so happy about it. We are for sure. We'll make sure, you know, what we said, what we mean in 1997. You know, we are not to allow to have any big building developed allowed in that area. You know.
So Dato is talking about the Cultural Heritage Conservation Enactment in 1997, yeah? And under that enactment, there is something called the Sabah Cultural Heritage Council.
Yes.
And what are your thoughts on the importance of this council towards protecting heritage?
I think for sure the councils is important in the sense that if you have an enactment, nobody look into it. No, you don't enforce it. Just what we are doing, what the present government is doing, and it is to us is useless. You see, the government, first thing for the new government to do is to reactivate the council. You know, make sure the people know what they are doing. For instance, in future any development, you have to go to this council. Whether they were affecting the heritage site, you know, you don't expect them to have the tall building right beside the heritage site, and then that is useless. You know, pointless to have this, call it the heritage site. You know, so we want to make sure the surrounding is exactly match what we mean to form the act. You know, that's what the council is very important.
So basically, this council is a very important council.
Yes.
Does this authority override the local council, or because it is actually basically the elections by TYT?
I'm not so sure whether the authorities can be override the council's, you know, authority lah. But you have to follow the state rules and regulation by the state government. You know, that one I have no comment because I didn't study on it. You know, but I think since you have an enactment, there should be have certain authority to the council. You know, then what is the point to form an authority, form a council?
So Dato, if SPP wins this election, can we have a guarantee that the heritage sites in Sabah will be protected under the enactment and under the authority of the council?
I think for sure. I mean, in 1997, Datuk Young, when he was the Chief Minister of Sabah, he already have an enactment. You see, when we form the government, led by Datuk Young, for sure we'll enforce all these sort of things. You know, so this is guaranteed to all everybody. You know, we already action already been taken. You know, we just don't giving the lip service. You know. So I can assure you, when we form the government, heritage site will be the priority for the new government.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your support and for your time. And with that, we conclude our interviews.
You can show this picture. This is what we mean.
Yeah, we take a picture. Go.
Hi, so we're back at the Atkinson Clock Tower, and you've heard what 3 of the candidates for N.15 Api-api had to say about our heritage. We hope that you, the public, will make a good decision this time for the general elections. And remember that governments come and go, but heritage should remain a priority for our people. Okay, with that, thank you for your support, and keep on supporting us in Heritage Sabah.